Hey, what's up, guys? It's Andrew Santowski. I'm back with another UFC prediction video. This time, UFC 318 Holloway versus Poirier 3. This event goes down Saturday, July 19th, 2025. Prelims begin at 6 p.m. It's going off from New Orleans, Louisiana. So let's get into it, guys. First prelim fight up. And Oliveira Gautier against Robert Valentin. This fight just got moved to this card. Valentin, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. I don't think the UFC is too high on the guy. And Gautier, he's been knocking guys out. So I'm going to side with Gautier here to pick up the win. Next fight, Michael Johnson against Daniel Zellhuber. This fight also got moved to this card. And I'm going to side with Zellhuber. Again, Michael Johnson, he's coming off a couple nice wins. He's older, 38 years old. He's been in the UFC a long time, since 2011, 2012. He beat a couple guys that are no longer with the promotion. Zellhuber, he's coming off a loss to Ribovix. We know how good Ribovix is. I'm going to side with the younger fighter here in Zellhuber. Francisco Prado against Nikolai Veretennikov. Veretennikov, just not really high in the guy. 2 losses, 35 years old. Lost to Vanderford, lost to Danny Barlow. Just not high in the guy at all. Prado, again, I can't say too much about him either. 2-fight losing streak. He's only 22 years old, though. Lost to Jake Matthews. Lost to Zellhuber. Again, two better guys than what Veretennikov has lost to, in my opinion. So I'm going to side with Prado. Jimmy Crute against Marcin Prado. It seems like the UFC is trying to bring back Jimmy Crute, trying to bring him, get him some wins here. He lost to Mordecus Bukakis. Prado did. Jimmy Crute, let's see what he's doing, man. He's coming off 3 losses. He's got the draw to Rudolph Bellato. And he took some damage, but again, I can't remember the whole fight, but it probably should have been a draw. So, again, he needs a win here. They're going to try to get him a win here against Marcin Prado. I'm going to side with Crute. Carly Judice against Nicole Cagliari. Cagliari, 1-fight losing streak, 28 years old. Lost to Ernesta Kirikaitis by split decision. No shame in that. We know how good Kirikaitis is. Judice, she's coming off a knockout win. 26 years old. Beat Dubon with a head kick. I'm going to side with Judice here, man. This should be a good fight, though. Kyler Phillips against Vinicius Oliveira. Phillips must have pissed somebody off because Vinicius Oliveira, man, this guy is a rising star in the bantamweight division. Beat Syed Nurmagomedov. Beat Ricky Simone. Bernardo Sapchai. I mean, this guy is, he's beating everybody the UFC puts in front of him. Phillips, he had the hype label behind him as well, but, man, that loss to Font, it's just, I don't know, man. Losing to Rob Font in 2024. Yeah, I know Rob's, Font's been training up in Canada, but, again, he just looked outmatched in that fight. But, again, he has a couple good wins, Barcelos, Munoz. But, again, I'm going to side with Vinicius Oliveira here. Neil Magny against Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson is a huge favorite. I don't understand it. This guy's coming off a loss to Kevin Holland. His last fight before that was a couple years prior. So, again, he might be looking to stay active, or he might be looking to get out of his UFC contract and get these fights over with. Neil Magny, 2-fight losing streak, 37 years old. Lost to Prates. Lost to Michael Morales, two welterweights on the rise, so no shame in that. I think he's a better fighter than Gunnar Nelson, so I don't understand the odds. I'm going to side with Neil Magny here. Ikram Aliskerov against Bruno Ferreira. I'm just not really high on Ferreira. 1-fight winning streak. Beat Armin Petrosian by armbar. I mean, props to that. I think I had Petrosian picked for sure, but Petrosian has not looked good as of late. He lost to Abus prior to that, so this guy's got some good wins. This isn't going to be... I don't think this is going to be a walkthrough for Aliskerov, but I think Aliskerov is probably the better fighter here. He beat Andre Muniz, lost to Whitaker. I'm going to side with Aliskerov here, man. I just think he's a better fighter. But again, this should be a great fight. Amanda Ribas against Tabitha Ricci. Ribas looking to rebound from that main event loss to Mackenzie Dern. 2-fight losing streak, 31 years old. Again, I don't really know what to say. Ribas and Ricci, I feel like they kind of match up well with each other. I think I'm going to pick Ricci here. But again, this should be a really close fight. Again, I can see it going either way. I think I'm going to side with Ricci. Adam Fujit against Islam Dulatov. Again, I think Islam Dulatov's going to knock him out. This guy's got some power. He hasn't fought in the UFC yet. Was on the Contender Series. Fujit seemed like they give him to all these up-and-coming prospects. They gave him to Michael Malott. Who else has he fought? Well, he beat Josh Quinlan. Josh Quinlan's no longer with the promotion. Gave him Michael Morales. So, again, they're giving him to these prospects. I'm going to side with Dulatov. Marvin Vettori against Brendan Allen. Again, I'm going to side with Brendan Allen here. I think these guys have a feud between each other. Vettori did not look good against Roman Dolidze. He could have beat Dolidze. He came down in that 5th round, and Dolidze had more cardio. The better gas tank. Vettori, he hadn't fought in a couple years. So I understand that for sure. But Dolidze didn't look good in that fight either. And Brendan Allen, I think he's coming off a couple losses in a row. But he's lost to Anthony Hernandez and Imavov. So 2 top fighters here. No shame in that. I'm going to side with Brendan Allen here to pick up the win. Main event, Max Holloway against Dustin Poirier. Again, Poirier holds a couple wins over Holloway. And the fight's pretty much a pick 'em now, man. Slight lean. The odds have come in on Max Holloway. Minus 118. It's not really good, I don't think, most of the time to bet on guys that are going to retire. This is Poirier's retirement fight, from what I've heard. So, again, a lot of those times, those guys in the retirement fight, sometimes it doesn't go their way. I don't know the statistics behind it, but I don't know, man. I don't really feel that way, though, about Dustin Poirier, though. I mean, this guy, he hasn't fought in a year. Lost to Islam Makhachev. But again, man, this guy's fought a who's who. He always brings it. So he's only losing to the best guys. And Holloway's coming off a devastating knockout loss at Topuria. Really think Holloway, with Ilya moving up, I think Holloway should go back down to 45. Don't even mess around with 55. You're not the best 55er out there by a margin. He's 33 years old. The guy still got the frame to make featherweight. So go back down to featherweight, man. But again, these 2 guys got nothing but respect for each other. So it should be a good fight. But I don't know. I think I'm going to side with Poirier here. I mean, I did forget Max did beat Gaethje. But he just outlasted Gaethje. I don't think he's an outlast Poirier. I don't think Poirier's going to let his cardio get like that. Plus, I think Poirier could get takedowns if he needs it. I don't know. I'm going to side with Poirier. I can't fault anybody for taking Holloway, though. I'm going to side with Dustin Poirier to pick up the win. I got to change that, but my pick's going to be Poirier. Poirier, Allen, Dulatov. I'm siding with Ricci, Aliskerov, Magny, Oliveira, Judice, Crute, Prado, Zellhuber, and Gautier.